Hello, this is Frank. I'm going to show you three different types of HTML editors. Now, first one I'm coming up here is a standard notepad. That's right off the, basically, when you start Windows up, it's in the accessories area. So you can just pull that up from there. And this one is just a simple editor. So if you just type something in, so like you type your HTML document in, I put my, my brackets on the side of it. HTML, other bracket on the other side, and body, and so forth. Now, as you see, this just works as a straight editor. There's no indentation, there's no nothing, there's no, it just basically, it's a straight editor. You can open up and look at HTML documents this way and edit them if you want. This is more of a straight, what they term as an ASCII editor, where it's just editing the ASCII file. So if I were to save this, it's going to actually want to save it initially as a text file. We would want it, if it's an HTML file, we'd have to change that to .html. And now this would be an HTML file that a browser could read and work with and spell it right. And that's how that would work. So now it's saved. Now a browser would bring that up. Now I got to give it the appropriate spot, everything too. So I'm just going to call this test, and I'm going to save it on my desktop in my HTML folder where I got all sorts of other junk that I'm putting together for this tutorial. So save it here, and that's saved. Now the next one gets a little bit more advanced. Now this is Notepad++. What I like about this one's a great one. This is a great one for learning with, because it actually gives you the indentation, allows you to just work with it. So when if I were to put another paragraph here, as you notice, it's already indented. So if I were to put an additional heading there, I can put my headings in there, and H1, do it right, have the appropriate case here, and close it up with that. And let's call this heading 2. So duh. So I'll make this heading 2, and then put my heading information here, my second heading, and then close it with the other to close the end here, which we'll get more detailed a little bit later. And then H2. And close that in, so that closes that up. So as you can see, the text, what's going to display on the browser will come up here. So if that allows me to just set that up that way. So now the third type, which is more of a programming editor, and I'm going to just bring in expressions, and there's all sorts of different types in here. This is Microsoft Expressions. And as you notice, you see this in here. The difference between this type is more of a WYSIWYG. So what I type in here, so if I type in something in this area, it comes up in the area above it. Now a lot of editors do that. So it's actually what you see is what you get. That's what WYSIWYG stands for. And then it also has all sorts of other items in it. It has tags, data links. It's basically designed. It's more of a programming editor. Now I don't recommend this to start off with, because it does too much for you. You need to learn the basics first. That's why I recommend more the Notepad++. But after you get working with something like this, and editors like these are great because they're really quick and easy to work with. This is just one of many, but this is the one I use, so that was what I have been using. So pick which one you like though. So thanks, bye.